Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I'm going to bring to you my predictions for not one, but two wrestling shows coming this week. It's going to be a fun one. On Friday, it's going to be TNA No Surrender. And on Saturday, from Perth, Australia, it's going to be the WWE Elimination Chamber. So it's going to be a very interesting ride. And let's get into predictions as we start off with TNA No Surrender. It's going to be taking place from New Orleans, Louisiana. And the card is as such. We've got the TNA X Division title on the line as Chris Sabin defends against the debuting Mustafa Ali. Now, Ali was a recent-ish, I'd say late last year, release from WWE, along with like Nick Nemeth and a few other people. Ali has been doing the indie route, which is super cool. And this is his stop in TNA. Now, it does look like he's going to be set for a couple of shows. I'm not sure about this one. As much as I've liked Sabin's reign, a Mustafa Ali title reign sounds fun. Especially with his, like, political gimmick going on. So, yeah, I'm going to say new TNA X Division champion, Mustafa Ali. Next up, we got the Knockouts title on the line as Jordynne Grace takes on Giselle Shaw. Shaw won Ultimate X at Hard to Kill, so this is her shot at the title. And while she has been doing some really good things, I don't know. I don't see Grace losing the title anytime soon. But, of course, I could be wrong, and maybe it's Shaw's time. But for now, I'm going to go Jordynne Grace retains her title. Next up, we got the Knockouts Tag Team titles on the line as Decay, that's Havoc and Rosemary, take on MK Ultra, Masha Slamovich, and Killer Kelly. MK Ultra held an open challenge for the tag titles at Hard to Kill, where Decay made their return, technically. They were playing some other characters, which is, good to see them back here, in which Decay won. So I don't think this is going to be a title swap situation. I think Decay is going to retain, and maybe we see some new faces. Next up, our first non-title matchup as PCO takes on Khan. This one, honestly, is a little tough to call because Khan is now on his own. No more design to back him up. And honestly, PCO has just been on a roll. I honestly think he's going to get a push to the world title soon-ish. So I think PCO is going to win this. Now, this match is a little interesting, as we got Josh Alexander taking on Simon Gotch. And if you don't forget, Simon Gotch's former tag team partner is on the TNA announce team. If you remember the Vaudevillains, which, low-key, that was one of my favorite tag teams in NXT. Apparently Gotch was Josh Alexander's opponent when Scott D'Amore signed him to TNA, which is, really cool history. So now Gotch is back for revenge. Oh, this is really tough to call because I want Josh Alexander back in the world title picture. But I don't know if they, do Simon Gotch like that. So I'm going to say, and I know this might be a little controversial, I say Simon Gotch wins, but he doesn't win clean. I think he wins with a little help. Maybe from Matthew Rainwald, his former tag partner. That'd be interesting. Next up, it's the final matchup in the best of 3 series for the TNA World Tag Team titles, as the ABC, that's Ace Austin and Chris Bay, take on the grizzled young veterans James Drake and Zach Gibson. This 3-match series has been absolutely awesome. This is another one, tough one to call. I love Ace and Bay. They've been great as tag team champions. But the Grizzled Young Veterans are just, I don't know, they feel like a different breed. They bring something fresh to the tag division. So I'm going to say your winners and new tag team champions, the Grizzled Young Veterans. And Fine Alamo for No Surrender. It is for the TNA World Title, and it's a No Surrender rules match in which, from my understanding, it's going to be, both competitors are going to have guys in their corner, and then at the guy's discretion, the guys on the outside can throw in a towel, surrendering for their guy. Which, I don't like stipulations like that. Anyway, you got Moose defending his title. He'll be seconded by his teammates, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, to take on former TNA World Champion Alex Shelley with Kevin Knight and Kushida in his corner. Of course, Alex Shelley just lost this title match. This title at Hard to Kill against Moose. And, this reign has been awesome so far. I don't see Moose losing here clean. So maybe someone messes with it. I don't know. It's definitely tough to call. But I'm going to go Moose takes the victory here. So, those are my predictions for No Surrender. That'll be on Friday for Ultimate Insiders on YouTube. So, that should be a fun one. Then on Saturday, this is going to be interesting. From Perth, Australia, it's going to be the Elimination Chamber. And that means for us over here on the East Coast, this is going to go live at 5 a.m. on Saturday. So, I'm going to say grab your breakfast cereals and sit down and watch some wrestling. And apparently on the West Coast, it's going to be on at like 2 a.m. So, that's going to be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be up for it, but I'll watch a replay. That should be fine. Now we are going into our matches. As we got first, before I get to the matches, we are going to have a Grayson Waller Effect segment with special guests Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And I think this is going to be our next steps in their feud with the Bloodline. And I think this is where Rhodes and Rollins challenge Rock and Roman to a tag match for the Night 1 main event for WrestleMania. Which, I'd say if that match is going to go down there, I'd say that match needs some stakes, some stipulation that'll affect, Roman Cody or Seth, whoever's Drew, presumably. Although, kind of spoiler alerts for my predictions. Let's go right into the main show. We got the undisputed tag team titles on the line as the Judgment Day, that's Finn Balor and Damian Priest, take on the New Catch Republic, that's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, from which forward I will still be calling them British Strong Style. As much as I want to see Dunne and Tyler Bate win the tag titles here, I think we're going to get something, whether or not a bit more interesting for WrestleMania. I think we're going to get the Awesome Truth winning that match. So, my winner's the Judgment Day. Next up, we got the Women's Elimination Chamber, where the winner gets a Women's World title shot against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Our participants, we got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez. Definitely quite a lineup. Bit difficult to choose one out of the bunch, but the match I'm looking forward to for WrestleMania, I gotta go give it to the man, Becky Lynch. And she's gonna take on Rhea Ripley. That's gonna be an interesting one. Although, speaking of Rhea Ripley, she has her own match going on that night as she defends her women's world title against Nia Jax. I don't expect Nia to win here. This is going to be the Rhea Ripley show. And finally, we got the other Elimination Chamber match, this time for the men, with the winner getting a World Heavyweight title shot at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. So, our participants, we got Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, yeah, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. Personally, I don't think Owens and Paul are going to win, because I think they're going to face each other at WrestleMania. So, I think they're pretty much out. My pick, ultimately, is going to be Drew McIntyre, the man who at WrestleMania in 2020 won the WWE title at WrestleMania in front of nobody, because that's when, the pandemic first started. So I think he's going to have his redemption here. I think he's going to, potential spoiler alert, I think he's going to win the world title at WrestleMania. So, that is my predictions for both No Surrender and Elimination Chamber. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Reviews upcoming. Friday is obviously going to be the week that was in wrestling, so I'm going to cover Power. I'm going to cover AEW Dynamite and TNA Wrestling. Then on Monday, I'm going to cover No Surrender and Elimination Chamber. Give my reviews for those shows. Then it'll go back to normal for a bit. Until we get to April. Then that's WrestleMania. And I'm super excited. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen for these shows, but I'm super hyped. I hope you are too. And until next time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.